welcome back to Hadzovayan 4. In the last episode, the Imperial Japanese Navy, specifically Carrier Group 1, has given the British a bit of a beating, and I almost missed it, because I thought they were out of range, but apparently the home fleet came out to fight. But as you can see, there is not an awful lot left of it. We haven't really managed to take on the capital ships, but we have severely depleted their screens, and the repulse has been sunk as well. So Yamamoto is now returning to Ceylon for now to see why on earth I can't get this naval invasion happening onto the Maldives, which would give him the range that he requires in order to take out the British possessions once and for all in the Indian Ocean. We are still sinking a fair amount of British convoys here by the looks of it. So I don't know what kind of convoys these are. They're freight convoys. Okay, so we're sinking British freight convoys. They don't have an awful lot of possessions, but they are no longer in possession of the Suez Canal, which is the other hotspot that has been happening recently. So the air war over Egypt has been pretty hot. We have some radar stations up now, but we have lost 109 fighters again in air battles against 66 losses on the enemy side. So given that we are almost evenly matched, I would say the British fighters are pretty good, and we may have to up our game here a little bit in the air, because we haven't quite managed to do as well as I thought we were going to do. But in return, the Italians have completely taken over the United Kingdom in Africa, and are just wiping out the remainder of their possessions. So Italy has been successful. The Yugoslavia is being overrun by the Axis, and it's only a matter of time before the Germans are going to declare war on the Soviet Union, which is what we've been preparing for, more or less, just by having. Oh, there's a gap here that I missed, I think. Yes, there's a gap here. Okay, good that I spotted that. I'm going to need a front line and this gap, and I'm going to pull you onto that front line. Okay, just to hold that. That's one of the faster ones. Yeah, we are sort of positioned here. How is our construction of supply bases happening? Okay, supply base construction is complete, which means, yeah, we now have sufficient supply, or almost sufficient supply. If we give this a bit more here, we should have sufficient supply on the front lines here, and we should have sufficient supply on the front lines here as well, in order to support all these troops against the Soviets. So we are ready to strike. In the meantime, yeah, Yamamoto's done his job. And we have landed troops in. We've taken over this little island here, so these troops also now can actually make their way over to the front lines. This should actually be sufficient by now. So I don't know how many troops are left here. We're definitely facing some Australians, but we have landed in Papua New Guinea, and we're just waiting for the arrival of reinforcements, and then we are going to start conquering this area, getting ready for the invasion of Australia eventually. Meanwhile, the troops in the eastern region are busy naval invading all these small islands. So let's just keep going with that. That can go, and that can go, and can that go? That can go. Okay, so all these naval invasions are now happening. The rest of the troops is just relocating, and we will probably hit Australia from multiple directions. But first, we need to secure Guadalcanal, the Solomon Island chains, and Papua New Guinea, and then we can also clear up some of the defensive troops on our inner defensive rings, because there's literally not going to be anybody else left who can do an awful lot about them. That said, yeah, so these should start moving now, and I'm not sure what Osawa is doing at this point. He should be. He is docked in Nendo, So he should be able, and he is still on strike force. So there's still enemy ships operating in Eastern Micronesia. So if anything shows up, he should be able to make his way there. There are enemy ships operating in the Marianas region, which is not something I'm particularly happy about, but it's also not something I can do an awful lot about at this point because I only have this one strike force. We are getting another Akatsuki, so let's move that up there. I am trying to build up carrier group 2, which has currently got 2 old carriers. It's got the Agano and a bunch of destroyers, so we would need heavy ships in order to operate that, and we don't have any available at this point. So there's still fighters operating over the Bismarck Sea, but yeah, we're just waiting for reinforcements. Okay, first reinforcements are arriving, so let's start giving this an offensive line, and we would like to capture. Can we just go capture everything? Yeah, that's sort of where we want to go. Okay, 9 divisions assigned. We're just waiting for them to recover their organization. Can I assign this division to this front line? Can I get them to move? Maybe we'll find out. These divisions in Ceylon seem to not be moving. Are they moving? I'm not sure why they're not moving, honestly. Sorry, but we'll look into that in a minute. Oh no, they're moving. Okay, so they're finally moving. I think they were just waiting for Yamamoto to give some support. We can delete this naval invasion order here. We don't need that anymore because we've done this. This is complete. And yeah, everything is moving on the map. Divisions are on the move and are or not. But are capturing these islands. Except for these guys, I'm not sure what they're doing. Right, we've got 3 military factories. How are we on? We might need some more fighters. We do have a bunch of carrier naval bombers, but I'm going to put some more on fighters for now. We're running out of steel again, which is really annoying. But this is all stuff. We do have an air doctrine available, so let's get that. Let's get that sorted. This will give us mission efficiency on air superiority. Yeah, I'll take that. So let's do that. And that is that. Let's have a very quick look. We haven't really checked if any of our generals has any kind of skills that we are interested in to take. Not really. So so this is all good for now. Okay, and yeah, the British are actually attacking here. I don't think this is wise, running into our very, very well prepared defenses, but they are trying desperately to recapture Suez. And if we're looking at the amount of casualties, we have inflicted 400,000 casualties on the British. So I think the Allies are pretty much done for when it comes to the British on the continent, which just leaves the Americans more or less. But let's see that all our troops are moving into place. Yeah, all the naval troops are on the way. The invasion of the Maldives is underway. We've got 2 marine divisions going up against the British under Philippe Leclerc. Okay, so the Allies in general. We are hitting a very well entrenched British lowland division, some Iraqis and some French. Yeah, some of the French divisions. So this is going to be interesting. This might not be as easy as we thought it was going to be. They are obviously suffering from shore bombardment, but they are pretty well entrenched, and Leclerc also knows what he's doing. We do have air support though. So who do we have in the air? Actually, let's check. Maybe we'll need more. We do have 3 tactical bomber wings. We're going to put these on close air support for now, because they can definitely strike this, and we've only got the naval bombers on naval strikes here. And that should give us some additional air support. And I don't know where the remains of the British home fleet limped back to. but I didn't have the fuel to chase them down. So what naval combat are we having down here? Oh, okay, it's the Eastern Indian Ocean. Yeah, they're trying to get around. So these two naval divisions are struggling. Let's see if they can make it through once the French division is defeated, and let's see if our air support is going to be sufficient to. Did I just remove that for some reason? No, I've got these guys on close air support on the Eastern Indian Ocean, right? That should be. Well, we'll just have to wait if the planes are coming back into strikes. Yeah, okay. So we do have air support. 4 medium bombers have made their way here, and hopefully a couple more are going to arrive. We are going to defeat this and push back this French division here, and then we'll see if we can get rid of the British and Iraqi troops as well. It's a hard fight fought on the beaches here between the Japanese invaders, but we have pushed back the French, which just leaves the Iraqis and the British. Unfortunately, the air support isn't quite coming in as massively as I thought it was going to come. So I was hoping for a little bit more, but the Iraqis are falling relatively quickly. And then it's just the dug-in British defenders who are under bombardment from Yamamoto's force. So this Iraqi division shouldn't be lasting too much longer, hopefully. And yeah, it looks like the air isn't quite showing up as much. Okay, what happened? Our latest mission over Egypt was a great success. Our ace pilot Viper Shirakawa, he has managed to kill Herbert Collin, known as the Butcher, and he was a feared pilot, but he is no longer. He outmaneuvered the British aircraft, and with a single burst sent Butcher spiraling from the skies of Egypt. That gives us base war support, which is great. We've killed an enemy ace. So well done over Egypt. But right now we're just going to keep an eye on this. I'm not getting as much air support as I hoped I was going to be getting. So Yugoslavia is now at war with us. Don't really care. Let's quickly check. Maybe this is. I'm also going to give them naval strikes and port strikes. I'm not 100% certain what's happening here. They should be, in all intents and purposes, assisting with this, but it seems for some reason that they're not. So let's see if this adds to the planes that we can get into the air. Because while this Iraqi division is falling, this British division is relatively well entrenched, and even the naval thunder that we're unleashing on them might not be sufficient. Let's have a very quick look. Now, this should not be anything interesting. It should just be convoy raiders. Still no planes in the air. Yeah, we're getting 4 planes coming in, which is a bit little. But the Iraqis have fallen, and that just leaves the last remaining defenders in the Maldives, the British force. And we'll see if Imamura can manage to dislodge them from their well entrenched positions, and with some gunfire support from the whole Carrier Group 1 to take them out here in the Maldives. It might be a close one. We are estimating another 3 days, but Imamura's forces are starting to get a little exhausted, but so are the British, and under the relentless naval gunfire, they're starting to become disorganized, and we're starting to take out their pillboxes, entrenched positions, and artillery pieces. They're defending virtuously, I would say, and for some reason they have an intel advantage over us. So that's something we might have to look into. It seems that they knew we were coming, but Japanese tenacity will eventually prevail. And the British lines are starting to falter. They are fighting now under a Dutch commander, but I don't think they can hold on It's gonna be relatively close, but they are faltering. Their lines are breaking. We're able to penetrate, and that should be sufficient to root out the last remaining defenders and take the islands in a relatively difficult naval invasion that we've done here. So let's just watch as the last British troops are falling, and the Maldives should be ours in a second. Now we might have just pushed them back from the beaches, and they might still be hiding in the mountains if they have positions that they're prepared to fall back to, and if they're not with the back against the wall. But we will see. Yeah, the air support could have been better. I'm not sure what the Air Force was doing, sitting on their behinds, but no. So they had no prepared fallback positions. We have taken the Maldives, and this is now going to be the new launch pad for. We're going to get Yamamoto into the newly captured port, and from here he should have sufficient range to take on the home fleet if it makes any kind of move. And do some much needed repairs. I don't think we need him in the Gulf of Bengal and Bay of Bengal anymore. Where are our submarines operating? Submarines don't need to operate here, and I don't think they are. They're just scouting these areas here, so not so good. Okay, so let the troops rest in the newly captured captured position, and get some replenishment happening. The British are still desperately attacking Cairo, which has left the flanks completely open for the Italians to wrap them up here. We are damaging some convoys and some what do they have here? There's HMS Adventure and a bunch of destroyers operating here. We're also damaging some Greek ships, but it's destroyers and one cruiser, and we sunk a British destroyer here. It's another destroyer group, so it's mostly smaller ships operating in this area, Greek ships and British ships that our air forces are working against. What's the air looking like in Egypt? Yeah, our losses are relatively high. I mean, we are again outnumbered against the British, but can we improve the radar station further just to give us a bit better? Yeah, we can still get one up. Let's get that done. So another radar station up to get us a little bit better. Better air detection here in the area. What's it looking like now? We are at 39%, and the British are at 38%. Our mission efficiency is higher, and but we are still taking some severe losses again in the air here. We might get these onto day operations only. Yeah, let's switch to day operations only for now, and see if that improves our chances a little bit. But the British are not going to get anywhere through here. This is no way they're going to get through. They are trying, but our positions are holding fast. They are attacking across rivers, and these attacks are futile. Plus, we have the remainders of the Second Army here if we need them. Okay, another thing that I wanted to check is to see how things are going over here. Okay, the troops we have troops in position now. We have a couple more troops. We still got 5 divisions that we're waiting for to land, and then we're going to, once these are ready, we're going to start. We have landed two naval divisions in Guadalcanal, so we're going to get one to move here. It looks undefended, but one can never be sure. So let's make sure that we do a round trip of the island, and that we add, we get the area defense added here with Guadalcanal. Okay. Do we still have enough troops for area defense? We are actually done now area defense wise, but we can start removing some of the inner, once we've got this all sorted, we can start removing some of the inner defense rings. Did I actually start these invasions. Let's try that again. Let's see if it's happening. Do they need additional naval invasion support? We might not have sufficient... Oh, we don't have sufficient supremacy in Eastern Micronesia. Why do we not have? That's because I moved Osawa out south to deal with the French. That's fine. We'll move him back to Nauru for now, and that should give sufficient. That should give sufficient support. That should give us the supremacy that we need in order to get these to happen. Okay, so that's all going on. Yeah, Yamamoto is repairing. There are some remnants of the home fleet still here, but can we just get him? Yeah, just repair now. Let's get him to repair and get some bases destroyed. No, just to make sure that that things work out. All right. Where do we need to look? Where do we have things happening? These troops are just on the move, and we are just waiting for the arrival of the remaining forces here. How are we supply-wise? We do have... Oh, we have not managed to take this supply base. This might actually be the first thing we're going to do. Let's start attacking and trying to capture a second supply base. We're going to get you on support, and we're going to get this unit to keep moving. Okay, so that's the first attack. Let's spread a little bit. We have taken this naval base here, though, so supply should not be an issue. Let's see if we can expand a little bit along the river line while the rest of the troops is moving in, because the rest of the division still needs to recover from this landing here. There's definitely air going on here, so let's have a quick look. Where is the airport that they're operating from? They have to have an airport somewhere here that they're operating from that we don't know of or haven't taken off them yet, because they're definitely operating planes over this area. So there has to be an airbase somewhere in New Guinea that we're not aware of. And once we capture that, we can start moving our own planes south, because right now we just have a relatively ineffective fighter wing up north here. So troops are moving with the naval invasion support from the relatively old cruisers that we have here. We are able, and no, you're not allowed to join. We are able to do that relatively easily. What else are we facing here? New Zealanders? Is it New Zealanders? I'm not quite 100% certain from this distance. Can't quite see it. They are holding the mountains in the center, so that's okay for now. We will just try to cut them off from their ports, and we are shipping reinforcements in. So so large parts of the 4th Army should be here, and that should allow us to overwhelm these as necessary. Let's switch the supply already here to trucks, because we are going to need it. There's probably not an awful lot of supply going on here. And there's no resistance in Guadalcanal, which is interesting. But these are just freight convoys. These should be moving now. Let's try that again. Let's try to restart these naval invasions and see if that works better now. Maybe we'll just need Osawa on. Maybe they are afraid of operating. Oh, we still don't have enough supremacy. What's operating in this area that can outdo Osawa's little battle cruiser group here? That is surprising. Where do we have these ships? And they are docked elsewhere. That is mildly surprising. He is on strike force. We'll put him on invasion support, but I think it might not be sufficient. We might need some more ships in the area to help with these things. I am slightly... Okay, that's done. Good. So we've got some better artillery. So we've got these 2 researchers going on here. We don't have enough to... We don't have enough political power yet to start the... Oh, actually, but we can change the conscription laws, because that is a lot cheaper for me than I remembered. So let's get that done, then it's out of the way. And then we can... We also need to run the improved worker conditions at some point, because that'll improve our stability, and we are going to be at war for the foreseeable future. So there's really no reason not to do that. We're still short on steel. How is my... okay, this is happening after we're done with all the factories and dockyards. Yes, we've got plenty of factories operating. So let's get a couple more industry researches going, especially on the productivity. That's a good front to do something about. This battle is ongoing. Why are we having such a hard time? They are pretty strong, I give them that. They are not bad divisions here that we're fighting, so definitely something going on here. Okay, we can click away all these. These naval units are... What is this? There's a freight convoy that we're just intercepting. These can't move because we don't have sufficient naval supremacy in the area, which is quite irritating. Can I move something down? I still have Fusu, Mutsu, and 2 cruisers. We can probably move this group. I don't want to move this group because it doesn't really have sufficient. What we can do is move that group to Kanto and join them with Carrier Group 2, because then that can actually start helping out here. So we might move Carrier Group 2 over to Osawa for the meantime. That's happening. Okay, so things ongoing here. And this is just convoy raiding. And Egypt, the air war over Egypt is still continuing. The British are still not defeated here. How is it looking? We are starting to catch up a little bit. We've definitely lost more planes than they have, but we've shot down more bombers and support planes, which is probably due to that we just have more things in the air, and we don't actually have bombers and support planes in the air. So that's happening. So I'll see it as a training exercise for now. We did have some air. Yeah, we did have some air here. Is there an air base here? No. So these can go back to doing whatever they need. We can put them on port strikes, but they don't have range, unfortunately. Okay, we're gonna have to leave them on naval strike. Except you stay on that. Okay. We do have enemy ships operating in the Timor Sea, apparently. No, that was just air. Yeah, the Australian Air Force is a bit annoying at occasions. But it is what it is. Okay, let's get back here and see what else is going on. Okay, so we're as expected. Hollandia is actually defended. So we will slightly expand our positions here as it goes. And see where the enemy lines are holding, but taking the capital here is going to be good. So we will actually probably move this division. Yeah, let's get that division into attacking here. Or maybe we'll just go here, expand, and then try to surround them and try to cut them off. Okay, we'll see if we need more divisions. We've still got these 2 naval divisions here who are... you still need to capture that stuff. Can we actually move on? No, we cannot move on. So we can already get that division back into port. Port here, and then... start a naval invasion from there to there. And yeah, we'll be assigning this division to that. Now they just need to move into... This is not a port, is it? No. You need to move to port of Guadalcanal in order to naval invade, my friend. Otherwise that's not happening. Okay. Still kind of concerned about the Eastern Micronesia region here. I'm not quite sure what we're facing. What is this? Shimushu can go into convoy escort. And where is Strike Force 1? Docked in Kanto now. So we're going to where's Carrier Group 2? We're going to move Carrier Group 2 into Osawa's care for now and get them to join with Strike Force 1. So let's merge these two. That gives us 2 carriers. Nagato, Fuso. These are 2 heavy cruisers and one light cruiser and 1, 2, 3, 4 destroyers. That's not enough screening ships, unfortunately. That's another cruiser submarine. Can move there. We have 2 carriers, 2 heavies. We might just detach these 2 and just leave them be. And we have these don't get any orders. No naval invasion support for you. That leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4 heavies. Hang on, which ones did I detach? These are these light cruisers? These are Sendai class. So these are light cruisers. Okay, I wanted these. So these go back in. Here. Sorry, I thought I took the heavy cruisers out. The Miyoko is a heavy. Why is that a heavy cruiser? That should not be a heavy cruiser. Mogami should be light cruisers. Confusion. Okay, so these 2 heavy cruisers I'm going to take out. And that leaves us with 2 carriers, 2 battleships, and 5 screens. That is not enough screens, unfortunately. What are we going to do? We don't have enough screening ships. We do have a couple of Akatsukis that are currently training. So I think I'm just going to get these into Carrier Group 2. And they can train later. So let's get that happening. And that leaves us... Yugoslavia has capitulated. Great news! That... oh dear, what's happening here? We should not be too much longer from the Soviet operations, honestly. Yamamoto is repairing right now. So we're not countering the British. That is another task force here. There's another, mostly cruiser task forces operating here, and the remainders of the home fleet in this area. We will get them. We're just repairing Yamamoto for now. There is a naval battle result here, though. Oh, what are we facing? Oh, we have sunk... what is that then? Jacob van Heemskerk. Sunk by a submarine. And we have encountered Queen Elizabeth and a bunch of destroyers and a couple of cruisers, coastal defense ships, and light cruisers. Okay, so it looks like the British are starting to ramp up their operations here now, and they might have moved to some of these ports. In that case, Carrier Group 1. How bad is your damage, your battle damage? We have this ship. We can detach the worst. We can detach some of the destroyers that are worst affected, and then stop repairing the rest and start hunting them again. Because I would love to get that group out of the way. Yeah, that looks decent. So let's detach these. That should be sufficient. So this group go into repair, and Carrier Group 1. You are going to... we're going to move Carrier Group 1 back to the Maldives and on Strike Force, really. And we're going to get them to Carrier Group 1... They're currently docked in Bombay. Yeah, move to the Maldives. No, not to repair. How do I stop you from repairing? Okay. Let's see. So Carrier Group 1, please move to the Maldives. Yes. So let's get them moving. See if we can sort that out. So carrier group 1 is moving to the Maldives, and this little group is on the way to repair. So all these guys are on their way to repair, and we are going to get them back on strike force. Yes, I want to abort this task. Please go and cover not this area, just these 2 regions, and see if you can catch any more British forces that are operating in this area. Because everything here should be sufficient, like mostly okay, doable. Okay, let's see what carrier group 1 is up to now, and where they are moving. Why are you moving to a naval base in Bombay? I told you to move to the Maldives. Moving, thank you. Yamamoto, what are you doing? Oh, we've lost an agent. Iwao Arichi, deployed in the Soviet Union, has made the ultimate sacrifice and died in the line of duty. He was being tracked by counterintelligence, and he was about to be captured and chose death over giving out vital information. Was killed by Soviet agents while resisting arrest. That reminds me. Okay, so we're gonna need to have another. We're gonna get another. We're gonna get another operative, but we need to rebuild our intel network in the Soviet Union now. So we're gonna get these 2. Especially around the eastern regions. Yeah, because we're not actually going to be fighting there. So let's get one here, and you're going to build an intel network over there, and that should give us some knowledge about the eastern regions and what the Soviets are up to over there. Actually, probably not there, but more here-ish. Okay. So we're going to get a 3rd operative coming in. Meanwhile, what is Yamamoto now doing what I've told him to do? Is he moving? Yes, he's moving. Okay. So he's moving to a naval base in the Maldives, and we will see if we can get him. So I don't necessarily want to be harassed by. I mean, my submarines did an amazing job, but I don't want to be harassed by that fleet. If I can manage to catch it, then I'm willing to risk some of Yamamoto's ships in order to do that. Most of these naval battles are just, yeah, this is all just convoy stuff. How are we looking here on the front lines? Okay, we've managed to capture the port, and I think we will need to actually wipe out these troops, honestly. Let's... I don't think we have enough divisions here. But meanwhile, let's just get our things sorted here. So because that is a lot actually. Can we start it already? We cannot start this yet. I'm not sure why we cannot, but this division is just moving there, and then we'll move them back here to port. Okay, 4th Army. Can we can't start this one. Yes, we can start this one actually. Okay, so this naval invasion happens. What are we going to do on land here? There's not an awful lot of divisions, so we may be able to just I don't know if we can manage to encircle them. Let's try actually. Let's see if we can get around them. This is a little bit risky, but I would love to encircle these divisions in the mountains and see if we can make that happen. Okay. We do need to keep an eye on what Yamamoto's up to. Okay, so he's now docked in the Maldives and is on strike force duty. Okay, and he is he's already intercepting. So let's see what he does, because that is, what is this? Carrier group 1 is busy engaging elsewhere, so that's unfortunate, because that's, I think, that's the bigger threat. See what Yamamoto is doing. He is engaging a group of destroyers that seems to have been detached, hunting our submarines. Hang on, what's going on over there? Naval battle? Okay, that's just one of those little units here. Okay, let's see what Yamamoto can do here. And maybe the remainders of the home fleet is going to join the fray, because that would be good. Let's observe this battle. I think this battle is going to be over by the time he makes it there, though. Nope. Yeah. I think he decided not to. Okay, so he's moving back to naval base. All right. Not sure why. I mean, the battle is still ongoing, but maybe he gauged that he wasn't going to have a chance to engage in time. So he moved out again. The British are starting to replenish their forces here. They are pulling some things back. So this isn't over yet. Yeah, that was that naval battle. We have managed to. Our submarines are very good at getting away from things. So it's not an awful lot. This group can rejoin once they're fully repaired. I'm sorely tempted to go and repair, but it's just so tempting to observe Yamamoto in what he does there. Let's just keep an eye on how this movement is happening here. Okay, he is once again on intercept, so back to Yamamoto. And where is he moving? He is moving. He's still trying to intercept that flotilla, but it's at the edge of his range, really, of his operational range from the new base in the Maldives. They are operating in the Bay of Bengal again. Yeah, we need to take that port off them still. But let's see if Yamamoto can manage to catch this destroyer group here and wipe it out decisively. I haven't checked if my carrier wings have been replenished. Actually, let me have a look first. We've got Akagi. No, we need to look at the air wings. Yes. It looks decent. Yeah, they seem to have been replenished, so this is all good. Okay, cool. Can we actually increase these? It's an interesting question because there's, but I haven't taken that yet. So not yet. But let's get these. Let's get Yamamoto going and see if he can manage to intercept that little destroyer group before they manage to get away. They are chasing our submarines, but they're probably faster than the big carrier group 1. We need to take these ports off them, and that will give us complete control over the Indian Ocean. But right now I just want to see if he can manage to wipe out the rest of the British forces here. And nope. I think he decided, why not? I mean, it's almost... I'm not sure why he does that. Why he's disengaged. Maybe he's out of fuel. I'm not sure. But okay, he's moving back to the naval base. So back to observing here. And yes, we have managed to encircle them, I think. So let's begin the attack from the coast and see if we can get these divisions completely wiped out. And this one just needs to go here and then here. Okay. We have 2 divisions here in case they send any reinforcements from New Hollandia. And we've landed 1 division here, so they can make sure that they capture these island chains here, and then they can move on again. This division is moving to port, yeah. So that's all good. What is Osawa up to right now? We've got this group has now, what do we have? We've got 410. Bit low in my opinion, but we're gonna operate with it. So carrier group 2, we'll move them to the base, to port here, and we get them on strike force as well. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave them on. Actually, we're gonna get them on. Yeah, we'll just put them on naval invasion support for now. Okay, that's all good. We do have another Akatsuki. We're gonna join that Akatsuki into carrier group 2 as well. They are untrained, but that's okay. This one is already trained, so they can reinforce Subron 2. We're slowly getting them back up to strength. Okay, back to Yamamoto and see what he's up to. Isoroku, what are you doing? He is returning back to the Maldives, and now he's intercepting the home fleet. Yes, the home fleet is out, and Yamamoto is intercepting. Let's see if he can catch them. He should have the range now. unless they make it back to port in time, being chased down by Yamamoto's home fleet. But maybe we'll get our big naval battle against the remnants of the home fleet, and he can get the prizes, which is the Hood, obviously, and the British carrier force. So let's observe that and see what he is doing. Can he catch them before they reach port? That is the big question here, though. And I am not sure if the answer is yes, but we'll find out in a minute, because he's almost there. Come on. We're completely out of range of our air force, but that's okay. We brought our own air force. This is carrier group 2 we're talking about. And let's see if we can get ourselves into battle here now. And the answer is no, they have made it into port. So right now he's just lurking. He's lurking. He's literally lurking out of port and blockading the British home fleet on that little on the Seychelles here. We can plan a naval invasion from the Maldives to the Seychelles. And yeah, get these 2 naval divisions ready. And keeping an eye on Yamamoto. Are my okay, so this is ongoing. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep an eye on Yamamoto, but at the same time just watch what's going on here. So we are fighting. I can't keep an eye on Yamamoto if this is happening. Okay, and more reinforcements break through here. Okay, that should be sufficient. I do not want to miss anything. Where is he? Yeah, so he is currently just lurking. And the British force is in port, and he's not coming. They're not coming out to fight. So, okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on what's going on there while we are wiping out these remaining troops here in northern Guinea. And this is all complete. The naval invasions are now happening because we have Osawa has sufficient troops, sufficient naval force in Eastern Micronesia. Another ace pilot, nice. And we do have an unassigned division that can go into the colonial force. Yeah, Yamamoto is literally just parking here. Okay, if they're not coming out, and they're not coming out to fight, then at some point I'm gonna have to pull him back, honestly. These are repaired, so we can okay, they're not coming out of port, so we're gonna repair. We're gonna repair Yamamoto and get him. Where is he moving to repair? He is moving to Bombay, so we'll move these guys to Bombay as well. And we're just planning the naval invasion for now. We're not executing it yet, but that lets us actually focus on the remaining troops and the remaining battle here. And they are surrounded, and the rest of the troops are joining the fray. So we should be able to wipe these. How many divisions are we up against? That's three Australian divisions. We're going to wipe these out relatively easily. Another unassigned division. Not sure what you were meant to go to, but you can go to the 6th Army. Okay. All right, so for today, oh, actually more than that. Oh, there's plenty of them. Okay, everybody, 6th Army. Yeah, so this is happening. You can actually stay. And you can move there. Okay, so we're already moving. We're gonna have to redraw our front lines here relatively soon. We're just gonna get the these Australian divisions wiped out, and then we are they're holding out there in the jungle and in the mountains, but then we can redraw the front lines and capture the rest of New Guinea. Meanwhile, the island hopping campaign is making progress. We have taken We have taken this island, so just capture the rest of it. And this has also happened, so let's already delete that invasion order. Hang on. No. Delete that invasion order, and we'll get these 3 divisions ready for another naval invasion from here to... Where are we going to go next? We're holding Nauru already, so let's go east actually and get these 3 divisions, sending them over to this Phoenix Island. And we've got another naval division here. What else do we have out here in the ocean? We do need to do Wake, so let's actually get that naval division up north here, and they can bring along this lonely infantry division that isn't really doing anything. And then these guys can take out Wake Island, so that gives them something to do. These divisions here have moved on, so this should all be okay. What's actually going on here? No, that's just us hunting the British. Didn't I have two naval divisions here somewhere? I thought I did. Now I don't. I'm not sure where I moved them to. But we can. Yeah, we're gonna need a couple more divisions to clean up the south here. So we've got one here, and that can all happen in due time. Okay. Yeah, meanwhile, let's just watch this playing out. And we're wiping out these remaining Australian divisions in the mountains here. I might... Do I have enough artillery to... I'm not going to do that in the middle of a battle, but I might change some of these division templates over to be a bit more... How about this one? Can we change you to be a little bit more capable? Yeah, we've got artillery available, so that's not an issue. So let's change these over to the slightly more capable division templates. This one too. Okay. And yes, I see we have 3 military factories. We get to that in a second. I just want to clean up these supply lines. Have a very quick look if there's anything happening navally. But no, I think right now, yeah, Yamamoto is back in. Is back here, and we can actually rejoin these two groups, so they can just we will finish up repairing. The destroyers already have their battle damage already repaired, and we'll wipe these remaining Allied troops out here. And it's April 1941. It's not going to be an awful lot longer until the Soviets are going to start causing trouble. We do have air problems here, though. They are having to... Oh, we are fighting against enemy air. The problem is we don't have an airport here. And I do not know where their airport is located. It's probably near New Hollandia, so that's probably going to be our next... Oh, no, there it is. Oh, I found it. Okay, I need someone to take that airport. Okay. Take that airport, and let's just quickly do this so it doesn't look so strange. What do we need? We've got plenty of naval bombers, honestly. We've got plenty of support equipment. I think we can scale down a bit on the support equipment. We're still using a lot for infantry equipment. I'm going to put another one in trucks for now. That's where it can go. And we have another doctrine available, another air doctrine, and then we're done with the air doctrine tree. So this is high-level bombing. This just gives me bomber defense. Don't really care. I just want to get the doctrine tree done. So we're done with air doctrines, which means all the future air XP can go into plane improvements. Okay, let's get these. Let's get this battle over with here. Get these. Get everything realigned, and then we're calling it an episode for today. And that's done. Shell dice have been. Shell dice actually was a historical thing where the Japanese would. That gives us all more attack. That's where they use this for spotting. Diesel-powered emergency pumps. Let's just get it going. Do I want to spend 50 naval XP to half the time? Actually, I probably want... No, I don't need to. We'll just research it. It's fine. I'm going to use that for doctrines. Doctrines better at this point. So, okay. we'll just wiping out these troops here. They're exhausted. They're almost they haven't even managed. The 5th Infantry here hasn't even managed to reinforce, and even though we are being attacked from the air, I think our divisions are just more powerful than theirs, and this battle should be over relatively soon. Then we can reorganize the front lines and then capture the rest of New Guinea. But it starts looking like it should in the Pacific in terms of Japanese control. I would say the defense rings around the home islands are starting to look good. We're going to push towards Hawaii next once we've got everything in the south here sorted out, and this is literally just, we're just waiting for this one. Where are you going? There you go. Okay, yeah. The one division that I need to move into and take that airport so we can actually get some fighters on the ground here and in the air, because we are fighting against enemy air power, which is not great if we're being bombarded, but they are not going to stand any more longer. There's only 2 divisions left in the mountains, and we'll speed it up a little bit. And they are going to fall to the Japanese assault. There they go. The mountains have fallen. Let's clean up the front lines. And we are going to get... how many divisions do we need here? 1, 2, 3 probably. So we've taken the airport. So we take 1, 2, 3 divisions and get them a front line here. 3 divisions of the 4th Army. Offensive line... No, that's not what I told you to do. I said offensive line here. Nope. Offensive line here. Thank you. So we've got that. And then the remaining divisions. So these are going to get the front line on this side. And we're going to get you to capture the rest of this area for us. All right, and we can start moving some planes over. So we'll get this this fighter wing. Yep, that's a fighter wing. We get them moved over here, and we're going to get them on air superiority in New Guinea. Do we have any other air in the area? We do have a bunch of tactical bombers that we don't need, so we can get them also here and do ground support in New Guinea. Nothing's really coming of these tactical bombers as well. They're not particularly useful. There's nobody in port, so I'm going to move that tactical bomber wing south as well and get them to be close air support over New Guinea. And the rest of them is up in the north for these operations. Do we have... last thing I'm going to do today, can we bring some more air wings up? Because I don't really have an awful lot of air here. We have a lot of naval bombers that we don't need, actually. We can throw a bunch of these old bombers together for another tactical bomber wing. So let's get that started and let's get them trained up. I am going to reduce the we've got lots of carrier naval bombers around. We probably need to research better naval bombers at some point. Let me have a quick look. Actually, oh, these are they've been cycled out. That's why. So we've got the old naval bomber wings, just in stockpile. Honestly, that's probably fine. I am not really going to need them all that much. What we can do with those is we can get them to operate over the Mediterranean. To be honest, this airbase still has some space. So let's get the old naval bomb. Let's get 3 wings up here of. 2 wings maybe. Carrier naval bombers there. 2 wings of these. Let's get you trained up and then they can operate over the Mediterranean against whatever we find there on the British. But yeah, I would say let's get that a little bit into a better view. The Japanese campaign is continuing as planned. The British the Allies are about to lose all their colonial possessions in Africa. The Italians are taking the continent, We don't really have an interest in Africa at this point. We will eventually, and that's one reason that the Second Army is here, to make sure nobody gets any funny ideas. But the Suez Canal was really the most important part for us to take. We are still going to take out the rest of the home fleet and the Indian Ocean, and just wiping out the remaining British bases. What is that here? Oh, it belongs to France. Okay. Very cold French down there. But the big next enemy is going to be the Comintern, by the looks of it. I mean, the Allies are still controlling, obviously, North America, which is not to be underestimated. I mean, how much have the Americans been able to rebuild their navy a little bit? 1 battleship, 2 carriers, 25 destroyers, heavy cruisers, light cruisers. Yeah, they're rebuilding. They're building the Pennsylvania class now. We don't have enough detail to know what's really going on there, but they have a slightly more modern carrier. They've got another one of the Lexingtons out here, and a couple more destroyers. New Orleans, Portland, so a couple more modern ships here. We're seeing 3 Brooklyns coming up and a couple of submarines. So at some point, we'll have to deal with the Americans again, but not today, because for today, that's all. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.